Good evening, it's time for Citizen Weekend Sports. I'm Bernard Ndong. Asbel Kiprop set a world-leading time of 3 minutes 26.69 seconds in the men's 1500 meters at the Monaco Diamond League race. Kiprop made his intentions known early in the race as he surged ahead with Briton Mo Farah tracking him. Farah, who is renowned for longer distances, faded away as Kiprop increased the gap from the chasing pack with each lap. Kiprop clocked the leading time and also set a meet record. Here are the highlights.
And Kiprop has already got a gap on Farah, and I would reckon Kiprop spot on about 54, 54.2, something like that. Farah more like 55 and a half. But here he comes, just watch the clock here. Kiprop striding away. It's going to be very, very quick. Kiprop 3:26.69. Then Maklupi, then Agida, then Farah.
Deputy President William Ruto hosted the women's volleyball team today morning at his current residence in Nairobi. Ruto honored the Malkia strikers for clinching gold in Group 3 at the FIVB World Grand Prix in Australia. The team was lauded for their performance, with the Deputy President promising that the government will provide the squad with the necessary support for their upcoming continental and world assignments. Each member of the team received 100,000 Kenya shillings from the Deputy President.
Wanyama, how are you?
Team Captain Baxides.
Baxides, how are you? Very good.
What with the trophy?
This is the trophy?
Yeah, all the way from Australia.
Wow.
It looks small, but it was very tough getting it.
You have achieved a feat that has not been done before in the history of volleyball in Kenya and in Africa. As has been said here, your win in Australia is a first both in Kenya and in the Africa continent.
Kenya's medal tally could increase significantly later tonight if Lawi Kosgei and Kumari Taki finish on the podium in the boys' 1500 meters race at the World Youth Athletics Championships in Cali, Colombia. Sandra Phyllis Chebet Tuwei and Selifin Cheptik will lead Kenya's assault in the girls' 2000 meters steeplechase race. Kenya has only 2 medals so far, a silver and a bronze that were clinched by Emily Chebet and Sheila Chelangat. The elusive gold could finally be a reality after tonight's races.
Comes across the line to win it in 5 minutes 34.52, second up. And after that is Nishida, who was an early leader for Japan, finishing next.
Well, he's #1 in the world this year for a reason, and he's just shown us why. A real statement of intent from Vincent Kipyegon Ruto.
The last time Gor Mahia lifted the Sekafa Club Cup title was in 1985, when they beat their bitter rivals AFC Leopards by 2-0 in the final in Sudan. Kogalo, the defending Kenyan Premier League champions and the current league leaders, will begin their mission to end the 3 decades hiatus against Yanga tomorrow in Tanzania. Yanga last won the title in 2012. The National Rugby 15s team will face Spain tomorrow afternoon in a rugby test match at the Kenya Rugby Union grounds in Nairobi. Kenya has had a storming run, beating Portugal and Tunisia, and will be eyeing to upstage the Spaniards' world-class World Cup bound Namibia in a 4 nations tournament played last month in Bucharest in Romania. This will be the first ever test match between the two sides, despite the two teams having met numerous times in the 7th version of the game. But those were images of the Spanish national rugby team training early ahead of tomorrow's international test match against the hosts. In 2012, 4-time world champion Vivian Cheruiyot took a break from athletics to start a family. The Pocket Rocket, as she's fondly referred to by her fans, has been winning medals since the year 2000, and she needed a much-deserved break. But the holiday is over, and Vivian fired a warning shot to Ethiopia's Genzebe Dibaba as she cruised to a 1500 meters victory in last week's national championships at the Safaricom Kasarani Stadium. Waiga Mwaura spent time with the 2012 Laureus Award winner and files this report.
The Kenyan athlete is at best shy in front of a camera and at worst suspicious of the intentions of the media. Thus, when Vivian Cheruiyot and her husband Moses Kiplagat allowed us freely into their house in Uasin Gishu County, we did not take that for granted. Meet 1 year, 10-month-old Alan Kiplagat, the firstborn son of Vivian and Moses.
He's a sample boy. He's very active and also he's playful.
Vivian is no stranger to pressure, aware of what it means to run competitively on the global scale. But nothing prepared her for the emotional roller coaster of motherhood.
To be a mother is not something which is easy. But for me, I'm really proud to be a mother to Alan.
Alan Kiplagat may not realize who his mother is just yet. But if he inherited her athletics genes, then he can count himself very fortunate. Born in 1983, Vivian Cheruiyot started athletics in Standard 4 and never looked back. She remembers her humble upbringing as her farmer parents brought her up in Kaptarakwa, Elgeyo Marakwet County.
You know, we used to run from home. The school it was like 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers away from my home. So we used to go in the morning, come back for lunch and go back for afternoon classes.
Their home is a collage of Vivian's achievements, symbolic mementos of her athletics prowess that spans almost 2 decades. But one medal has a special place in her heart.
The Palin 209, because it was my first gold medal in my career.
The secret to her success is credited to Moses Kiplagat, her husband and coach, a man who was taken aback when he saw her for the first time.
I used to admire her on the aspects of running when she completed Form 4. Is when I told her how about the relationship. And you know, basically women don't like those people who are very lazy. Or if you are lazy, of course, Mwaura will not get one.
Since his wife began her training in October 2014 after her maternity leave, he has played his part to aid her comeback.
When she comes after training, of course she will be very tired. So I normally assist her on small matters in the kitchen, like cooking.
Vivian has participated in several races over the last few weeks, with her most recent being her 3rd place finish at the 2015 Eugene Diamond League and another 3rd place finish at the IAAF Rabat Challenge. Her younger sister Gladys Cheruiyot is another budding athlete, showing that the talent truly does run in the family. Reporting for Citizen Sports, I'm Waiga Mwaura.
Well, Vivian Cheruiyot competed in the 1500 meters during the national championships, but she specified that she will be competing in the 5000 meters or the 10,000 meters. And finally, New Zealand began their defense of the rugby championship title on a winning note, beating Argentina by 39 points to 18 in Christchurch, New Zealand. The All Blacks led by 18 points to 6 at the halftime break, following 2 tries by captain Richie McCaw and centre Manonu, and a couple of penalties by Daniel Carter. In the second half, the world champions increased the tempo with a blitz of points as they completely outmuscled and outmaneuvered the Argentines by 39 points to 18.
Again, he was very instrumental in that drive. Carissa goes up, pulls it down nicely, and they set to go again, the Pumas. This time they go away to the left, to the line, same result, second try for the Pumas. And 2 for the skipper.
Remember, the Rugby Championship continues tomorrow with South Africa facing off with Australia. Well, that's the end of Citizen Weekend Sports for tonight. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Bernard Ndong. One on One up next.